students, welcome back to Priya's Lifescience Academy. I hope you have studied well the Lac Operon. Today, I will give you another explanation of the Lac Operon, which is known as the positive control of the Lac Operon. If you have any queries regarding the solve of any kind of Lac Operon problems, you can post it in the mail ID. I'll happy to give you a suitable reply. So now let's move into our today's lecture, that is positive control of the Lac Operon. As you know that Lac Operon is negatively controlled by Lac repressor. It binds with the operator region and doesn't allow the RNA polymerase to bind on the promoter region, and as a result the RNA polymerase can't transcribe the Lac Operon and Lac Operon enzymes are not made. But do you know there is a positive regulation or positive control of the Lac Operon as well? Jacob Monod discovered this Lac Operon system. So after their discovery, after several years, they first found that there is also a positive regulator of the Lac Operon. Yes, the positive regulator of the Lac Operon is known as the CAPCAM complex. Today we will read about that. Okay. So here you can see the CAP protein. CAP for Catabolite activator protein. Okay, CAP for catabolite activator protein, and it's a dimer of 2 polypeptide. CAP protein is a dimer of 2 polypeptide, and the another subunit is CAMP. CAMP for cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Okay, so when CAP and 4 molecules of CAMP bind together, they form an active complex which is known as the CAPCAMP complex, and this complex is known as the positive regulator of the Lac Operon. Okay, what they do? Where do they bind? They bind on the CAP site. In the Lac Operon, where there is a promoter site, in the upstream of the promoter site, there is another site known as the CAP site. And on the CAP site, this CAPCAMP complex binds. Okay, this complex binds, and what they do? They facilitates the binding of the RNA polymerase on the promoter region. You can see in the next picture that after the binding of the CAPCAMP complex on the CAP site, the RNA polymerase binds with the promoter region. So these CAPCAMP complex acts in a positive regulation. What they do? They facilitate or induce the binding of the RNA polymerase on the promoter region. And as a result, what happens? RNA polymerase can transcribe the operon very easily, and the 3 enzymes can be made. From Lac Z beta-galactosides will be made, from Y permease will be made, and from A, Lac A transacetylase will be made. We know this. So this is known as the positive regulation of the Lac Operon. Okay. Now, point to be noted. When the positive regulation of the Lac Operon will be operated, there is a condition. Now we will study that. Here you can see that the positive regulation of the Lac Operon will be operated when there is a lactose present, when lactose is the sole carbon source and glucose is absent. So this positive regulation will only work when there is absence of glucose and presence of lactose. When lactose will be the sole carbon source, then this positive regulation of the Lac Operon will operate. Okay, because you know bacteria tend to use the glucose, that is the preferred carbon source. The preferred carbon source of bacteria is glucose. So when glucose is present, no need of lactose, because glucose can then be utilized through glycolytic pathway to produce energy. But if you use lactose, lactose is first needed to convert into glucose, then the glucose can be used. So bacteria needs more energy to use lactose as carbon source. That is why E. coli uses glucose as their preferred carbon source. But what happens during this time? So whenever glucose is absent, then you need other carbon source in In first class, I gave you example that I like biryani. If biryani is not present, I will shift to another carbohydrate source which can be potato, which can be rice. So whenever glucose is absent, you will tend to move another carbon source, which is lactose. So that is why this positive regulation will only operate when lactose is present and glucose is absent. So what happens of this positive regulation when glucose is present? Now, when glucose is present, glucose doesn't allow the lactose to be used as carbon source. That is known as glucose effect or catabolite repression. Okay, because when you have your preferred meal, you will not go to other kind of meal. So when glucose is present, glucose will repress from using lactose as carbon source. That phenomenon is known as catabolite repression or glucose effect. Okay, so what will happen in that case? When glucose is present along with lactose, the glucose is used preferentially because catabolite repression, also called glucose effect. So in that case, when you have glucose, also you have lactose, what will you use? You will definitely use glucose because glucose is your preferred carbon source. So what happens in that positive regulation when glucose is present? Now, when glucose is present and lactose is also present, that is the inducer. In that case also, you may wonder that when lactose is present, then Lac Operon will be turned on. But you have to notice, lactose is present, but glucose is also present. Now, glucose will affect the Lac Operon from turning on. Now, glucose will affect the turning on of the Lac Operon. How? Glucose will affect the activation of the enzyme adenylate cyclase. Okay, glucose will deactivate the enzyme known as adenylate cyclase, and you know adenylate cyclase makes the CAMP, that is cyclic adenosine monophosphate. So if adenylate cyclase is deactivated or inactivated, no CAMP is produced. And if no CAMP is produced, there will be no CAPCAMP complex formation. So if no CAPCAMP complex formation, there will be no binding of the CAPCAMP complex on the CAP site. CAP site is empty. So even if lactose is present, RNA polymerase can't bind on the promoter. RNA polymerase can't bind on the promoter, and transcription will not proceed. So in this case, when glucose and lactose both are present, very low level of transcription of the Lac Operon goes on because glucose inhibits the CAPCAMP complex formation. So you have to remember the point, to turn on the Lac Operon, you need both. You need lactose as well as the CAPCAMP complex. Both are needed for turning on the Lac Operon. So you need lactose and CAPCAMP complex. And in order to get this CAPCAMP complex, you need to have low level of glucose or the absence of glucose. Because if glucose is present, glucose will not allow the formation of the CAPCAMP complex. Glucose will not allow the formation of the CAPCAMP complex. So for turning on the Lac Operon, you need lactose as well as the absence of glucose. Only then CAPCAMP complex can be formed and Lac Operon can turn on smoothly. Okay, thus CAMP is an indicator of glucose levels. You know, when glucose levels are high, CAMP level is lower, and when glucose levels are lower, CAMP's level are high. So CAPCAMP complex can be formed, and when lactose is present, by the help of the lactose, Lac repressors will be inactivated and Lac Operon can be turned on. So this is the regulation of the Lac Operon. This is the positive regulation of the Lac Operon when lactose is present and glucose is absent. If glucose is present along with lactose, glucose will be used preferentially. Glucose will affect the Lac Operon from turning on. Glucose will affect the Lac Operon from turning on by catabolite repression. That is why it is known as catabolite repression. Glucose repress the Lac Operon by inactivating adenylate cyclase and not producing the CAMP. If no CAMP is there, no CAPCAM complex is formed and Lac Operon will be turned off in the presence of glucose. I hope you understood this very nicely. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to give you reply. As I always say, dear students, keep learning and thank you for listening. Fight for your dreams and your dreams will fight for you. See you in the next lecture.